Hello everyone! Today we will be discussing about variance for group data. So we'll be using Excel for the computation.
As we can see in the table, we have now the scores, the lower class limit and the upper class limit. And these scores have an interval of 12. And we also have the given frequency here, this.
Here is the formula for variance. S squared is equal to summation of f times x minus mean squared over n minus 1, where x is the class midpoint and x bar is the sample mean and n is equal to summation of the frequency.
Now, let's find the variance of this frequency distribution. So again, this is the formula for the variance. Now, we need the sample means, so the formula for the mean is this. That is the summation of f times x over n. So, we need the class midpoint. So, to find the class midpoint, for x, we're just going to add the lower class limits and the upper class limits and divide it by 2. So, that is equal to the lower class limit 106 plus upper class limit 117. Divide it by 2, so we get 111.5 as our class mark. But because we are using Excel, we just simply drag 111.5 going down to get the preceding class mark.
Now, we're going to find the f and x by multiplying the frequency and the class midpoint, that is 6 times 111.5 equals 669. Again, we just drag it down and the answer is already provided. Now, we need to add this to find the sum of the f times x. So the summation of f times x, we get 8,802.
So in the formula, we also need the n, which is the summation of the frequency. So just add the frequency that is equal to 60. So substitute this to the formula. We have the summation of f times x, which is 8,802, divided by our total frequency, which is 60. So we get the sample mean, which is equal to 146.7. But we need to place the mean on the table in order to proceed on the next step, which is x minus the mean.
Now, let us find the x minus the mean. So the x is 111.5 minus the mean, which is 146.7. So we get negative 35.2. So we need again to drag it down to get the other value of x minus mean.
Now, next in the formula, we need to square the x minus mean. So just multiply negative 35.2 twice to itself, that is now 1,239.04. So do it the same with the preceding numbers, but we just need to drag it down because we are using Excel.
Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to multiply this x minus mean squared by the frequency. So meaning that is 1,239.04 times 6, that is equal to 7,434.24. But because we're using Excel, we just drag it down to get again the preceding answers.
Now, in the formula, we get the summation of this, f times x minus mean squared. So the sum of all this, we get 26,745.6. Okay, now we're ready to solve for the variance. So, let us substitute this to the formula. So we have now the summation of this, divide it by n, which is 60, minus 1, so we get 444.76 as the value of our variance.
That ends our discussion. We hope you learned something from the demonstration we've done. Thank you and God bless.